Welcome to the Shortie number 2, and this board comes actually from the challenge against Erica, my girl. So we start with 15 high card points balanced. So we open standard, 1 no trump. Partner transfers, so we just accept, and suddenly partner bids 3 clubs. So in general, what this bidding or what this sequence should be. Partner showed a game-forcing hand. It should be a 2-suiter, so minimum 5 spades and minimum 4 clubs. Sometimes partner might bid with 6 spades and 3 clubs without a shortness where he cannot splinter, and he still wants to show like a more slammish hand. If you just have a forcing to game hand, then you can bid 3 no trumps. Sometimes in this sequence you might be scared of one of the suits, so very often if you have a 5-4-3-1 distribution with one singleton, you can bid the side suit first, and if partner doesn't have a fid, it's actually good for him if he doesn't hold both other suits, so this time hearts and diamonds. He might just show the one which he has the stopper in. So if that's opposite a singleton, we play 3 no trumps. If not, we try to search on a 5-2 fid, 4-3 in that suit, or maybe 5 minor. It might be tricky that way, but we have the chance to figure out. But most often these are more like slammish hands, very often 5-5 distributions. So for that we need to figure out if our hand is maximum or minimum. And for a 3 no trumps, we standardly have 4 to 5 useful honors. Right now we have 4 super useful honors, and the doubleton actually might be good if partner has singleton heart. The doubleton diamond might be crucial because we might get the ruff. What actually is in is the key which suit we actually play. If we play on a 5-3 fid, well, we might still be roughing the diamond from the short side, so that might be fine. But on a 4-4 fid, it can actually be even better because we can rough from either side. So if partner is singleton hard, we can even get like 2 roughs. Sometimes on a good day, we can even get 3 roughs. And a diamond or a heart, we might actually discard on spades. So that way, we actually don't need the king of diamonds at all. All depends what our partner's values. So we just bid 3 spades here. We want to show that we have extras with a spade fid because we don't know yet if partner has slammish hand or not. And now it's North's responsibility to show if he has slam interest. And right now you have various options, either to bid 3 no trumps this way to show like a serious non-serious cubit, but I prefer to show shortnesses this time. So if 4 hearts would have been a shortness, then suddenly our hand is just golden, as I have discussed before. What Argent plays is just cubits, so we know partner doesn't have a club cubit, and right now partner might not have diamond cubit, or most likely doesn't have a diamond cubit as well, but he's still inviting opposite our 15-17, so he should have good hearts this way, and he should have like ace queen and spades, most likely queen of clubs as well, because with 14-16 points, that's probably kind of the minimum inviting if he doesn't have a shortness. I mean club or diamond cubit. So this way I actually prefer to play in clubs than in spades, because the diamond we can discard on spades once we draw the trumps. Hopefully they're splitting, and then we might just lose 1 heart trick. So my preference here is to jump to 6 clubs, but this is a very high level. Standardly, you might just ask for key cards for spades, or actually bid for spades and let partner ask. But this video is more about the card play than the bidding, because once you are bidding aggressively, you end up playing in these contracts. And this might be the double dummy problem, but let's try to figure out the best card play with just looking at the dummy. So if you need some time, and I'm pretty sure that you need some time because I needed to play several times as well to find actually a nice line of play. So just pause the video right now and try to figure out later on if you found out the best card play. Suddenly you need to make a plan, and you have to make a choice which hand you actually consider the master one, the key one, where you try to identify losers. Most often is the one with longer trumps. When you play on a 4 forfeit, you can choose which one. More often it might be the one which is stronger, but sometimes you want to have the one which actually have more interesting shape. So if we choose the south hand, where we have better trumps and more points, we kind of need to figure out how to get rid of the losers. So the clubs, we probably need to finesse, or we need to drop the queen. Well, anyway, finesse seems very possible. Then we need to get rid of the spades. They are covered by ace queen, and we have still 2 tricks potential. Hearts, we have still 2 losers, but maybe the queen drops. Trick number 1, maybe trick number 3 if we manage to rough one. Or we might discard them on spades. Diamonds, well, we definitely want to discard on spades. So if we have 1 trump left and we can establish 2 discards, then we can still afford to lose 1 club, which is amazing. What if club finesses off, or what if clubs are not breaking? What if spades are not breaking? And this is where it starts to be tricky, guys. So the first try, what you need to do is just to play the jack. Yes, you will be covering that with an honor, but the 5 you can play to the other honor. And this way sometimes you can push opponents to play their queen, and the problem in hearts will be solved. So basically it will be about drawing trumps and discarding 1 diamond on the heart. Unfortunately, West didn't play the heart queen, which might feel that he doesn't have the queen, but leading from the king towards the slam, not very likely, so West with the queen might not bet it. Win the jack with the ace, not the king, because that will tell for sure opponents that if you win with the king, you must have an ace, otherwise East will not unlead the ace and West will jump with the ace, try to give partner a ruff or cash ace king. So better just to do that. Right now you don't have that many transportation to try for the singleton queen. Otherwise you want to do that, but you want to keep an entry later on for established spades. So it's probably better to try the jack. It's covered immediately, which is absolutely perfect. So right now you might be home if clubs splits. So you try to catch the second round of clubs, but to your surprise, or not your surprise, West actually discards the diamond and you find out that the trump splits badly. Now you can actually draw the third round of trumps, but once again later on you might be lacking of transportation. If spades are splitting, you actually still can discard the diamond and you can discard a heart. But if they are not splitting, which is very likely since clubs are not splitting, you want to still keep 1 round of control later on. So what do you want to do is actually play for East to have a singleton spade, because if he's the one with longer trumps, guess what, he will have to follow and we need to draw the trumps. That's why it is key to keep the king of hearts later on for entry. In here it's probably better to play the 8 just to unblock, because 8 and 5 doesn't matter, and West covers, which at the end, if the singleton honor or 10 or the jack drops with East, will help us significantly. Now we try to play a low spade, and if East shows out, now we actually need to be very, very careful. So you win with the king, it's not roughed, and now what's next? So at this point, it's becoming tricky. Still, I might stick to my plan. So try to establish the spades, because then I can ruff one more spade to discard the diamond on the spade. The issue is that I still have the heart losers, and that's where I need to figure it out. One heart I will ruff, but that might be not enough. So that's why it's so important to keep the transportation. So let's play the trump, because now we have two entries to north with the king of hearts and a ruff to establish spades, and we still have three entries to south with the ace of diamonds, with the spade ruff, and with actually the 10 of clubs to establish the hearts. So right now we have to cover the 10, they're ruffing and playing the heart. See that this is the 8. If they let from 3, that would be okay, that the queen will drop, but we will see later on. So now we're in north and we don't have entries to north, so we actually really have to establish the spades by drawing, roughing one round. So right now we can draw the last trump, and it will all end up guessing how the hearts lie. So one trump left. We still have an entry with the heart ruff to north, and we still have an entry to the ace of diamonds if we manage to establish the hearts. Right now the queen drops, so everything is absolutely awesome. We can just ruff and discard the diamond. If West plays low, you actually have to figure out if he had 4 hearts originally, or if East started with 3 and the queen will be dropping. That you can do by assessing the distribution in the other suits, but since we didn't touch diamonds at all, they can split variously, so at the end this might be based on a guess. Sometimes you're lucky that the queen drops immediately. So you ruff this way and just play a spade, discarding the diamond. Very tricky card play in here, because a lot can happen to you, and you end up making all 13 tricks. So this is the double dummy, and if you want, you can try to figure out what to do. If you actually cash the king of spades and play the spade towards the queen, it gets ruffs and they play another trumps, you might be lacking of communication. If you cash 2 hearts, or you try to play the club towards the ace, and then you cross to the second heart, you lose the entries, you will not be able to establish the spades, draw the trumps at the same time, and having the entry to discard the diamond. Also, you have to be very careful with the hearts later on to keep 10-9 and see that the lead was from 3 small, which you have to figure out if opponents will not help you in this matter. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being with me here with the Shortie number 2, and I'm looking forward to the next one. If you like these videos, I will very much appreciate your support. Just look below the video how you can support me as well. So take care. Bye bye.